Yes, boys. Please excuse the fucking hairy shoulders and arms. We need a body trim. But yeah, one of those things. We got our bloods back. Or should I say, I got my bloods back. And we are currently, I think we're about 22 weeks into this like off-season push-up phase. Gear's relatively high. We're doing 1.2 gram a test, 800 primo and 800 master on, for those of you that don't know. I do find that pushing primo and master on, we can push the milligrams quite a bit higher in comparison to, say, if you were to run like MPP. If you were to run something like MPP, so we can sort of like do more for longer with less side effects, because let alone 1600, if you tried running 800 milligram of MPP, you'd probably have a bad time. I know I would, but yeah, we've been pushing master on and primo, and you know what, I feel good. And like, it's so obviously, like I said, we've got his bloods back, and lately I've been feeling like really good, like healthy, if you could say that. I have been running the SLUPP. It's actually the only peptide I'm doing at the moment. I've been doing 500 micrograms of that every morning, and since I've been taking that, it has made a difference. But anyway, cut to the chase, we've got his bloods back, literally everything in range, apart from obviously like testosterone high, estrogen a bit high, progesterone, prolactin a bit high, but I'm not really concerned about those. I'm somebody who, my estrogen can come back as like high, like on the high side, but I don't get gyno. I'm not one of those guys. The only sort of like thing I get is I get a little bit of water retention, but as long as my blood pressure's in range, which it was 120/51 when I got my bloods done, which is, for me, that's fucking bang on. That's where I want it to be. Higher estrogen's not a fucking issue, like not an issue at all. But yeah, liver markers, ALT and AST were a bit high. I can't remember, one of them was, I believe one of them were 120-ish, and the other one might have been either 60 or 90. But again, not really concerned about that. Liver markers are going to be high if you're taking anything. Even if you're not taking anything, you're just training hard, your liver markers are going to be high. The main liver marker that you want to make sure isn't high is your GGT. Yeah, I can't remember what it stands for, but GGT were like fucking 20 or something, or 19, I can't remember. But it will low anyway. That's one of the main liver markers to look out for when it comes to like liver damage. But like slightly elevated AST and slightly elevated ALT, nothing really to be concerned about, and just sort of like, yeah, like a sign that your liver's working. But I won't say that them numbers are overly high. But yeah, all kidney markers, they were all in range, like well in range. HbA1c was, I believe it was 35. If you're American, the numbers are different. You have to Google like the fucking what it means in your numbers, whatever. But yeah, And I think pretty much compared to last time, everything were better. My LDL, I believe, was whichever the fucking. So my LDL was 2.2, and my HDL. I might be getting these confused, which fucking. Anyway, one of them were 2.2, yeah, which is good. That's under where I want it to be. And then the other one was 0.5, which is low, on the low side. However, as long as the other one's not over, I don't really believe it matters too much. Yeah, let me tell you. But yeah, and then hemoglobin and hematocrit, they were both in range. Yeah, my LDL was 2.2, and my HDL was 0.5. Like I said, that HDL is a little bit on the low side. That's like your good cholesterol. But as long as the LDL's like on the low side, it does on the LDL. As long as the LDL's on the low side, that really isn't anything to worry about. If my HDL was low and my LDL was high, then that could be slightly concerning. But yeah, and then everything else good. HSCRP 0.39, like low risk. Triglycerides low. Yeah, fucking everything in range. And the crazy thing is, this is probably the best my bloods have actually ever been. I've said it before, but since working with Cuba, it's like my bloods have got progressively better since we've started. Regardless of whether we're in the off season, we're pushing food high, weight's going up. Regardless of like the end of prep. Yeah, like I actually got my bloods done. I think I got my bloods done 4 weeks out from my show last year, and at the time it was the best my bloods have ever been again. Crazy. And then again, like 4 weeks after prep, and what it sort of like resulted in really, or what it meant really was like, because my bloods were so good, and my body's like healthy, and it's showing no signs of like decline or regression. Like nothing's moving in the wrong direction. That's a good way to put it. It just means that we can spend longer time making progress, and less time potentially in the health phase. And I don't believe this. I think it's been this like time off, like your receptors get refreshed, blah blah blah. I don't think that's necessary. As long as your body's healthy, it's going to respond good. So that's why I like to run the basic mass test primo, because I know from them we can stay on longer. It doesn't have as much negative impact on health as other compounds. So if we can stay on, the longer we can stay on with the and have no sides, the better. Yeah. Whereas obviously, like when you're younger, and I'm sure a lot of guys think this, and some of you guys may think it, but like I used to be thinking, right, what gear am I gonna grow the most on? You'd be thinking, right, test, bit of deca, train, might as well do them all three. We'll do some oxes as well, or some D-ball. But the reality is, because of how toxic those compounds are, you can't really run them for that long. So if you can't really run them for that long, it's no good, because as you know, you can't fucking build muscle in a short period of time, man. Building muscle takes time. Ooh, that guy nearly fell over. Building muscle takes time. So yeah, patience, and sort of like what you can run for the healthiest, like what's the healthiest thing to run for the longest. Yeah, that's what I believe is the best way anyway. That's what I believe is the best way. Yeah, and I think, as well as obviously sticking to those compounds, and GH and a bit of Lantus, I think the other things really what have helped keep my health markers in check. One, steps. Always 10k, give or take a couple of k. The last few months they've probably been averaging like between 8 and 10k, whereas like in prep we do more like 12k sort of minimum. Yeah, no real direct cardio to speak, but at the moment, and what I've been finding is helping, obviously, well, you can say it's direct cardio a lot. So in the morning I have my walk pad, I get the speed on 6, so it's kind of a fast-ish walk, and I'll do that for 30 minutes every morning. Yeah, but then when we start getting into prep, I'll reduce the speed and I'll probably do it for longer. Last year I was doing like 45 to 60 minutes most mornings, and then just doing what I needed to do later on in the day to make sure that I hit my 12k step goal. And as well as obviously doing the steps, I find it, for fuck's sake, I've been finding it very important. Is that gonna let me in? Yeah. Very important to keep on top of your fucking health subs, man. Keep on top of your health subs. So I've worked it out, and from fish oils I think I get 6 grams of EPA and 3 or 4 grams of DHA a day. Yeah. So what that ends up being is 12 fish oil, like omega capsules. I have 6 in the morning, 6 in the evening, and yeah, and then I have quite a few other health supplements, and again, they're not cheap, and it's something which, like, if you're taking gear, you've got to take your fucking health subs, man. There's no way around it. If you can't afford to take your health subs, you can't afford to take the gear, man. It's like scrimping and scraping to buy yourself a fucking Lamborghini, but yet you can't afford to fucking put £200 a week in it or whatever it is to fucking fill it up if you're driving it. Like, you can't afford to pay for insurance. But yeah, super important to keep on your health subs, man. Other obvious things, like 5 litres of water a day minimum. I do like to say a litre per 20 kilo of body weight on average. So if you're 100 kg, 5 litres of water a day, or just fluids in total. Obviously now we're 112.5, which is, I thought we missed the turning then. 112.5, which I think is about 248 pounds. Yeah, so I reckon, because obviously my bloods are good now, we're not cutting the off season short we're planning to run the off season for another 2 weeks, but obviously because my bloods are really good, because they've got better, what the plan is now is to sort of like kind of indefinitely keep pushing. We're in no big rush whatsoever to cut this off-season growth phase short. I think I'm gonna park it here and walk up. Yeah. So yeah, as well, another thing what I didn't mention, we're training at Musclebound, Huddersfield today. I've been here a couple of times. The reason why we're not training at Muscle Unit is because I have the urge today at the end of arms to do, for my chest exercise, I want to use an incline Smith, and at the moment at Muscle Unit, the Smith machine is out of order. So yeah, I decided to come here. I've got a membership at the Musclebound, the Musclebound in Bradford, and I'm contemplating either swapping the membership to here or doing like a dual membership for an extra £10 a month. But either way, I'm going to try and get away without just having to fucking pay a tenner for entry here today. And obviously I'm trying to, they said go on the website and do the thing there, but I think what you've got to actually do is, I think you've got to cancel your membership at the other place and then sign up to a dual membership to fucking set it up. But I'm going to see if they can do it in here now. But yeah, Let's fucking see. Right, let's fucking get it. Almost forgot the mic. Right. Another set of them. Fuck. I find if I do both at the same time, it's harder to cheat. It's easier to isolate it. So stick with that. One more set. Last set. Oh, fuck. Right, ideally 3 sets, 10 to 15 of these. Making sure we get squeeze on all of them. Yeah, kind of like a warm up, but obviously we're going to enter working sets as well. Got a bit heavier on them, probably a bit easier that. Right, bit heavier. I want to get at least 10. Come on. We'll do another set on that weight. Last set. Right, same again. Both at the same time so we can't cheat. Yeah, man. Do another couple of sets of them. Oh. Same again. Another set. Last set of these. Oh. Oh. See him again. Shoulders feel enough tight. Do one more set of these. We'll do a preacher curl, some side raises, and we'll do slight incline Smith, and then a fly or a press. We'll see how we feel. That'll do. Oh, fuck. Right, not my favourite machine, but let's see what we can do with this. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Stay on that. A couple more sets. thought I'd do it, but it's frying my shoulders. Right, 2 free sets on this. We'll do 2. See how it feels. If we need another one, we'll do another one.
All alone in my head, trying to mind my thoughts. All I did is grind, call me for stay poor, run the streets, we just playing sports. Get rich and die trying, when you staying poor. Heart on my sleeve, absent without leave. I die and breathe, but they'll only notice me when I leave. Doing spiritual things, she carry crystals and beads. Out for weed, but she rather smoke DMT. I rarely met a girl who didn't fuck the first time I met her. Tell you why these trust issues always seem to fuck my head up. Screaming fuck bitches while I get my bread up. Yeah, sometimes I need a woman's touch when I'm feeling fed up. I got brothers and we growing apart. Even though we ain't close, they still close. You know, I believe a lot of shit.
Kind of heavy, but
You really get to know yourself.
not bad.
Can't throw shade at me if I already handling it. I know my persistence got them panicking. But then my weapons and they damaging. Got the force with me like Anakin. And my heart froze like a mannequin. Sometimes life can be challenging. Shit, I just got a lot of challenges. Always be myself, I ain't never been characters. Tell it how it is, you know I never change that bit. I don't roll around with 30 man no more. 25 guys ain't even fam no more. Why you think they're in your fam no for? Same thing they're rolling up their fucking back notes for, you know? Sleeping in the trap,
Bad boy bicep machine this. What is it? Nautilus. Yeah. Bad boy. Probably one of the best I used. Oh, yeah. Same again. Squeeze the next one out then. Right. Yeah, man. Fuck it, we'll do another set. Let's go. Getting used to the position on this. Yeah, man. Right. Just with my little warm up on 100. Well, 2 plates. Before did 5-6 reps. 3 plates, 5-6 reps. Ideally, I want to get 5 on this. At least 5. Let's see how we get on. I ain't done it in a couple of the week. Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Oh yeah. Kind of easy. Oh, fuck. Come on. 3.5. See if I can get 8. Let's go. Oh yeah. Back. Oh. Back. Oh. Oh yeah. Yeah, man. Oh yeah, 9. Light work. Right. Let's do another press. Nautilus, bad boy machine. Right. We'll see how. Well, I want to get at least 1 set. 1 set might do the job. But yeah. Let's see how it gets on. If we can do what we need to in 1 set, then we'll call it at that. Oh yeah. Fuck man. Yeah, that'll fucking do. That'll do. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a posing room here. But yeah, bad boy session. Some fucking sick equipment at this gym, man. Get yourself down. Get yourself down. Right. Let's fucking get out of here. And I think that'll do. Let's get the fuck out of here. Bad boy session. Bad boy session. Oh. Even got a little pump check at the ending. Oh. You know what? It's actually decent, that gym, man. Equipment's good. And it's nice and quiet. Well, I'd say quiet. I mean, not overly busy. Just how I like it. Successful session, man. I find with things like arms, I suppose any body part really, as long as you're doing like the same movements week to week each time, don't need to be the same, like the exact specific machine, but as long as you're doing sort of like the same movements, the same angles, and you're going like in the same close proximity to failure, like when your food's high, and you obviously you got gearing, you're gonna fucking grow, man. You're gonna grow. Like I don't necessarily think you need to chase the progressive overload as hard on certain like body parts, certain exercises. I think as long as the volume's there, and like I said, as long as you're going in close proximity to failure for each set, you're gonna grow, man. You're gonna grow. Simple. But obviously, when we do start prep, eventually, we will manage volume more, and it will more be a case of like really being fucking on it with the logbook, just to make sure we don't lose any strength in those rep ranges, and to make sure obviously the quality is still there. I think that kind of shit, I think it's more important when you're in a deficit. Like, almost like you can look at it like, if you understand this analogy, is that the word? The way Jay Cutler trains to get big, to an extent, a bit of a hybrid with that and like Dorian Yates were. But then obviously when it comes to fucking dieting and getting peeled, less sets like Dorian Yates, less volume. I feel like that's the way to go for me. It seemed to work last time, and we're growing nicely, so we'll just keep doing what we're doing. Happy with the 4-plate Smith, 6 reps. Did you get 6 reps? Yeah. I think I got 6 reps. Yeah. Happy with that, to say how far it was obviously into the workout. I reckon start of a workout fresh, we'll be getting 8, won't we? We'll be getting 8, or we could potentially, we could easily, I reckon we could easily get 8. Then obviously drop down to 160. We've got 9. Yeah, happy with that. Right, what time are we on? Fucking 5:30. A bit later than usual, but yeah, is what it is. Busy morning of check-ins. Some of the guys fucking killing it at the moment, man. Full on killing it. One thing what I realise, what I rate, obviously, as well as guys competing, is when you get a guy, and this is like, it's more common than what you think, but it's a hard thing to do because it takes a fucking lot to get there. So when you get a guy who starts off, and you look at him, and he looks like he's fucking never been gym. He's fat as fuck, like pure fat, like obese sort of fat. There's no other way to put it. You don't have to be fucking nice about it. It is what it is. Fucking, if you're gonna be upset about it, then you fucking get at it. But yeah, a guy that's fucking sort of like obese, fat, doesn't look like he trains, and then he checks in and it's like slow progress but consistent, like not much changes but slowly but surely moving in the right direction, and then a year later you're like, hang on a minute, you look at his check-in pictures or a picture that he sends you, and then you compare it to the first picture that he sent you when he started, and it's like, fuck me, like massive changes, man, massive changes. Like my boy Jordan, you'll see him on my Instagram. He's like the top right post. I've pinned it so everyone can see it. At first when he signed up, I thought, this guy ain't gonna last. This is just like a fat loss thing. He just needs to fucking lose weight, and then he fucking looks like a fucking bodybuilder now. Looks like a bodybuilder, and he's I think at the moment he's like 115 kg. Fucking a beast. And then my boy Josh Berra. He's impressed me a lot lately, man. He had a lot of fat on him, and then he sent me a picture of a day of his back, which again I posted it to my Instagram. You can see it, and I'm looking at it thinking, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Especially when I compared it to the first picture. Like, even on its own, it's impressive, but when you compare it to the first picture, it's like, what the fuck? It's hard to believe it's the same person, and that was under a year. But yeah, fucking crazy what you can do with just fucking consistency, man. I had a guy come up to me in the gym. Says he watches the YouTube, and he has me on Instagram, and he said, he's like, Tom, innit? Yeah. I follow you, man. I watch all your shit. And he was like, how long does it take to look like that? And it's like, it takes a long time, man. I could say 5 years of being consistent, like I don't know, it's a hard one, because obviously I've trained since I was like 16, 17, like. But then how many of them years have I trained like progressively and fucking on gear and popular? And then obviously like I've had a long sort of like time off pushing it, but I've always trained in between. And then what were it? Back end of 2023, I thought, right, I want to compete, so I thought, right, I need to grow. Started obviously pushing the food, putting a bit of gear back in, and then like, what did we weigh when we started? Like I think I posted it on my Instagram, like from 2023 before I started like pushing gear again, and then to now, and I got fucking so much abuse. A lot of people rate it, but I got fucking so much abuse. But who gives a fuck? But yeah, and I think so. In the picture on the left, I was like 2023. I was like, I won't say I was fat yet, but I wasn't lean. I was just like chilling, like probably somewhere between like 12% body fat. You say that, like not abs, no lines, but not fucking. I've never like had like a belly. Like obviously it can get bloated, but I've never had like a fat belly. But I'd say yeah, 12% body fat, and I bet we're about 210 pounds maybe. Yeah, I think chilling. That's what, like if I come off gear and everything and whatever. I got to about 210 pounds, and then obviously now I'm like fucking 245, a lot leaner, and obviously a lot fucking more muscle. So you could say probably two and a half years from when that first picture was taken. A good 35 pounds of like proper muscle, maybe a bit more. But yeah, right, I'm gonna fucking eat these. We've got some honey nut Cheerios, yeah. I've got 100 grams of honey nut Cheerios. We've got 60 grams of rice. I don't know if they're called fucking rice pops. They taste dead anyway. They're just like fucking puffed rice. That's what it is, puffed rice. Kello puffed rice off Amazon. Literally just fucking rice. Like not Rice Krispies, just fucking puffed rice, yeah. Dead, but obviously it's like cereals. Yeah, a bit better for you than fucking Cheerios. And then we've got 30 gram of dates. So in this meal we've got about 160 gram of carbs, and then we've got 50 gram of the coconut gas mark 10 ware code Tom10. Right guys, I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna get home and get my fucking meals in. So thanks for watching. Peace.